All right, welcome to the 5th episode of Boston's Big Three. We are presented by Ride the Wave Media, as always, and sponsored by 1 in 100. 1 in 100, big way to get new tickets. Just a different way to get tickets, really. Like, you don't want to spend $1 million to get balcony seats. Sox season still in play. Pats preseason coming up. Pats regular season coming up. So we got 1 in 100 sponsoring Ride the Wave Media. They're the only online raffle website giving fans and experience seekers the chance to win tickets to live sporting events, concerts, music festivals, and more. Whether it be from your desktop or mobile device, winning tickets to your favorite event has never been so easy and fun. Choose your desired event, purchase a raffle ticket into the draw, and you can be the lucky winner. We are 5 episodes into this, and Green Runs Deep, GRD, still doesn't have a mic. Silence. You know why?
He's offline right now because he's trying to
silence
put up right now.
A mic, dude.
No, You know what? I gave this guy a microphone. I've upgraded over the times. Look, I got my Hitachi wand right here, speaking right into that.
Yeah.
So,
we got Mike Vrabel over here.
Yeah. We got Wes on the program. Jim Hartbaugh. How do you even say that? It's like Harbaugh, but like Hartbaugh.
I don't know. Yeah. It's better spelled than said.
Yeah. Looks a lot like him. Anyways, he's on the program today. He is a big part of Ride the Wave Media, behind the scenes and content on his page. The harp. He's the harp player that you always see. There's not a lot of harp players out there. He
not a lot of competition.
Dominated that market quick. But yeah, as always, me, Spike King, and GRD joined with Wes. Where is he, GRD? Like, can you hear any of this?
No, I think he's just offline right now because he's putting the swipe ups like you told us to do it. This is why you're not a good host right now. You're not giving us enough time to put this together. Or maybe he's pissed off because over the last couple of weeks you just keep wasting his time.
Hey, man, we waited for him. Every episode we waited for him.
Didn't you just hear before we went on? He's a movie star. Didn't you see his makeup mirror?
I forgot I had to wait for him. Nah, I'm playing. But we got a lot of slow action coming in these past week because nothing happens in July except baseball. Julian Edelman, first real news of the day. He is going to be out for a extended period of time, it looks like, with a left thumb injury. I'm not sure if he broke it. I don't know. Something's weird up with it. I think his charity event, he was wearing a brace over it, but he was wearing a glove to hide the brace. Someone caught it. I'm sure Spike King knows a lot more about this than I do. So we'll throw it to him.
So let me put my tinfoil hat on, my conspiracy theory here for the thumb injury. I think it's a way to just keep Julian Edelman healthy during training camp, to put in half the effort of what he has to do. I think it's just like the Gronk situation about him being retired. He doesn't want to do training camp. I think he just wants to rest his body and not have to go 100%. Also, I think it's a way for the Patriots to try to bring in extra bodies for camp to see who might make the team and who might not make the team. I think this injury isn't a real deal. It just came out of left field. Like, it just came out of nowhere. I feel like it's a way just to kind of rest Edelman, kind of an excuse for him not to play in a preseason game or two because he's got to rest the thumb. Maybe plays just in the third game. That's it. Because I think a couple years ago, when Edelman tore his ACLs against the Lions, like in Detroit, like a pointless game, So I just don't believe in it. And it's just a way to keep him healthy for the entire training camp preseason.
Yeah, that, and either way, regardless of how it happened or if it happened, it doesn't affect the Patriots negatively, right? I mean, last year you had him suspended for 4 games, and that gives other guys an opportunity to step in with the ones. You get more people that get more work together. And honestly, it kind of just creates a situation where the Pats got to play left-handed a little bit and get accustomed to it so that when he comes back, then they're ready to hit the ground running. And I think it'll give guys like Maurice Harris, Braxton Berrios a lot more reps. And yeah.
Are we high on Berrios?
I was just going to say that. Are you high on Berrios? I just look at him and I just feel like he still won't make the roster because I just think it's just too full.
I've followed him since he was in high school. He's from North Carolina. I've never been really impressed with him. I mean, as far as small slot receivers in college go, I was way more impressed with Hunter Renfrow the last several years. Berrios was not – I mean, he was definitely a third down target, but he had more like Amendola type stats in college, like regular season Amendola. Like he was a good, reliable player, but he wasn't just dominating people.
Were they looking at Were they looking at Berrios kind of like as a replacement for Edelman for the future?
I mean, I'm sure that people draw natural parallels between, skin tone, size, and skill set, but
I was gonna say that's the most like Wes Welker type player of all time.
That's where it's like I've been spending the last few years being like Hunter Renfrow. He's on his way to England, but for the same reason. But yeah, I've never been a huge Berrios guy. I mean, and of course we didn't get to see him play at all really last year, and I have no idea how he's progressed since last year. But honestly, I think Maurice Harris would be more likely to step in and get more reps because he can play inside and outside for one. So that versatility between being able to line up at the X, but then he's also played a good bit in the slot. He actually last year had a stretch while Jamison Crowder was hurt and before Alex Smith's leg broke into a million pieces where he played slot for them exclusively. And he was, drawing 10, 11 targets a game and had a couple 9-catch games. And he's a good player. He's got great hands. And good
GRD, welcome to the show. Little fashionable entrance. What are your thoughts on Edelman's injury?
He's probably not really injured. He just doesn't want to be in camp. I don't blame him.
That's just Viking basically said too.
Yeah, it is same thing. If you would have been here for that, I'm sure you would have thought of someone to argue that. Though.
Real shame.
I hate to see it.
To be honest, you guys are cocksuckers, and Babs, you're supposed to send me the link to the podcast, and you didn't fucking send it, so you're a cocksucker too.
I'm not here to hold your hand through the entire process. I gave you a mic last week, and you just left it. You just left it at the house. So what am I supposed to hold your hand? I'll give you the link, and somehow you'll just fumble it, just like Mark Sanchez.
Listen to me, you goddamn idiot. I'm sick and tired of fucking being the top guy in this company, but you give me fucking fly on Spirit Airlines, give me motherfucking hand-me-down microphones that fucking been in your grandma's house since fucking Titanic.
I also sent you a link to get a mic, which is both sending you a link and helping you get a microphone. So I'm 2 for 2 here.
Dude, you send me Amazon. I'll be honest with you, I don't fuck with Amazon, bro.
How was I supposed to know that?
Listen to me. Amazon doesn't connect with PayPal. They don't compatible, so I don't fuck with them. I use PayPal. I don't trust these motherfuckers with my money.
Can I say something about Spirit Airlines? Because everyone bitched and moaned about it because I sent you and Dylan on Spirit Airlines. And guess what? I'm going to Canton next weekend, and guess what I'm taking? I'm taking Spirit Airlines. And I'm going to show that it's going to be a wonderful time. I'm going to have a wonderful time with Spirit Airlines. And I'm going to show that it's a complete myth.
These are some famous last words.
I'm going to show that it's a complete myth. I've flown Spirit before down to Baltimore when I saw Moosey, and I went down there for the Sox last year. I had a great time. I brought a backpack with me. I was comfortable. I stayed quiet. I know what I expected, and I got down there in one piece.
Yeah,
the key is to be the first one on the plane.
You better skip out on breakfast that day because your fat ass ain't gonna get out of the seat. Fucking seat is like 6x6. What the fuck are you talking about? No, inches. Like I'm talking smaller than the Red Sox grandstands that were built in 1930s.
All right, let's go back to the Patriots real quick.
Wait. Relevant shit, unlike you bringing up fucking stories about your past that nobody gives a fuck about.
I've never once played for the Patriots, though.
You could tell that Corey's a pitcher. It's like softball pitcher. He's throwing heaters out here today.
Yeah, he was bragging to us before the game. He was hitting some ropes and slow pitch softball.
But that was because they moved him into the 6 hole, so the pitcher wasn't so worried. Yeah, he gave him fastball.
He started throwing 7 miles per hour instead of 10.
Yo, good thing you guys ain't fucking responsible for the comedy on this fucking podcast because we'll be in the fucking bottom of the bank with fucking rankings.
Yeah, you're responsible. All you have to do is show your face and everyone laughs at it.
I already made a face joke about you today.
I was trying to steal your thunder.
Okay. Tony Maserati. He had a tweet today saying it's kind of, I guess you could say, maybe could be a storyline all year. Who knows? Boston media is probably going to pick it up eventually. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be a free agent next year. So he has a disappointing year coming off of his ACL tear injury. Maybe a reunion in New England. for Jimmy Garoppolo, not next year, but the year after? Say Bill gives him another chance, or is it just is it a pipe dream?
I mean, you could give this one. Sorry about that.
No, that doesn't really matter. So, I thought Garoppolo signed for a longer deal. I didn't even know he was a free agent after. It's after next. Is it after this upcoming season or the next season?
Well, was it a deal? Didn't he get traded? So it was probably the Pats deal.
No, he got signed as a free agent.
Oh, I thought he got traded.
He got traded for a second round pick.
So
Right,
is it after?
He got traded and then pretty much immediately got extended.
So you're saying it's after next season, not this season.
This season he's on the 49ers. The season after he's a free agent.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay, so a big thing to actually look at, just to put this out there, is that Tom Brady's on a contract year right now. He hasn't officially signed any extension right now, so that's something to keep. For the first time ever in his 19-year career that he's on a contract year. Now, usually they say that a deal will come sometime in August, and the rumor that Roondog put out there, maybe put out there, was 3 years, $100 million. This could be something that they might go year by year basis with Brady to see what ends up happening. I think it's awesome that it gives him a little extra motivation to go out there and kick ass and show that he's worth the money. But maybe this actually has some spin into it, in that Jimmy G in 2 years is a free agent. And maybe 2 years from now, Brady gets his 7th ring. He looks at his age. He kind of retires on top. Or he starts declining slightly and he knows, all right, now it's time to bow out. And that's when the Garoppolo thing could come in. I mean, I think you shouldn't even use Garoppolo. I don't want him because he's injury prone. I mean, he got hurt. He's only played 5 games with New England, and he hurt his shoulder. He tore his ACL and out in the 49ers. I don't want this guy. I'd rather have someone healthy that you can build up in the system. I'd rather have them build up Stedman or Etling over the next couple of years and go to them. So
well said.
Remember when Ryan Mallett was going to be our new quarterback?
That was
out of Arkansas.
If anybody watched him play in college, they knew that was not going to be happening.
Yeah.
I still think that Brady plays until he literally sucks, and I really think that he plays for another 5 seasons. I think that guy will play. I think that the Pats will go 10-6, and then it's maybe we should move on from Brady. He doesn't really have it. I mean, even last year, you kind of saw that towards the end of the season there was something wrong with him, and but he still showed that he still has it. I mean, even an average Tom Brady is still better than half the league out there. And
here's the thing with. Okay, sorry.
No, I'm just ranting.
So Tommy, first off, every NFL quarterback gets beaten down as the season goes. That's the same with every position. It's the same with running backs too. And it's the guys that can play well through that are great. But the thing with Tom is, I don't see him needing to slow down anytime soon. The rules keep changing to keep him safer and safer every year. It's another step in that direction. Him and Drew Brees could probably play till they're 47, 48 if they want to. If they want to continue to put in the time in the offseason. I mean, Tom is more athletic now than he was 10 years ago, and he gets hit less every year, and he barely got touched in the playoffs. So, why does everybody think he's going to start breaking down and fall off a cliff? He's literally taking less hits every year.
So they can get the clicks, dude. Max Kellerman's going to come for his 8th year in a row saying that Brady's cliff year. Judy, what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
I think basically Bab summed it up, and I agree 100% with what he said. I think it's just a work.
Great insight.
Yeah. Can't get that anywhere else, man.
What was the question again?
All right, let's move on. Today is the – actually, wait, real quick. Wes, you got to say who's your jersey.
Okay, so I got my Taylor Lewan jersey on for the boys. A little public service announcement on Mr. Lewan. He's going to be facing a 4-game suspension for testing positive for a banned substance called Ostarine, which has been a recurring problem, not just in the NFL, but in college football. It's the same one that Dexter Lawrence and 2 other Clemson players tested positive for, as well as the UFC and many female Olympian triathletes.
That leads us into what are your thoughts on kind of Ninkovich did this? Edelman, you could say, did this. I don't think it was 100% confirmed.
So
but
here's
do you use PEDs or HGH or whatever they use to kind of help her recover? You just take the 4-game suspension as a slap on the wrist?
So yes and no. So Taylor Lewan, for example, took a polygraph test about whether or not he knew that this was in his system, and he passed that. And I truly believe him, because when you think about supplements and how they actually work, supplements aren't the same as drugs are to the FDA. So, you know, like with a drug, when it comes out, it's considered harmful until proven otherwise. That's when the FDA says, okay, this can be released. Supplements are considered special food products. They're not considered drugs. They don't have to be the same, go through the same process through the FDA. So they're actually allowed to be considered okay until proven not. And what happens with that is these massive companies that actually, you know, sell and market these products, like anywhere you see at GNC, they're not the ones that actually make that in laboratories. That's outsourced to a ton of smaller companies across the country, and basically rendering the label useless. So like you can see, okay, this supplement allegedly has this, and this in it. That's really useless information because it wasn't made by the company that's putting that label on it. And something that's been happening that some research has shown is that some of these smaller laboratories will use the same machine to create multiple supplements, right? So you get trace residue of things like Ostarine that ends up in other supplements that are totally legal. And that's where you have all these athletes that are like, I swear I never took that. I didn't know. The Clemson guys all took polygraph tests too. And with Taylor Lewan, he's never had any reason to suspect that he's done it. This isn't Lane Johnson or Brian Cushing where it's like, all right, yeah, sure, you're not on steroids for the 5th time. But he put it really well when he said the CBA is very clear. You're responsible for what you put in your body, knowingly or not. So I'm going to serve the suspension, but I want people to know that I didn't knowingly do anything, and I never would. And I think Edelman was a very similar. They didn't even know what he tested positive for, and he didn't either.
Didn't Dinkovich do that in the offseason? He was like, going to recover, so this is going to help me recover. I'll just take the 4-game vacation, basically.
I don't remember what Ninkovich tested positive for, but then like for this year, like Ben Watson, you know, he was a retired player and had been given a testosterone booster from his doctor, which is really common with recently retired athletes. And he thought, and he was kind of hoping that it would be out of his system early enough, but he knew what it was right away, and he was forthcoming about it. And I think Ben Watson's established a level of trust and respect across the league. And people are like, all right, yeah, we believe you. You'll serve the suspension because you are responsible for what's in your body.
Let me spin this a little bit. I feel like the whole PED thing isn't a big deal anymore, like in terms of fan base, because of the extra stuff that's going on, like the Tyreek Hill situation, like Kareem Hunt. And I feel like people are starting to see, like, you know, these guys are allowed to come back, or say Tyreek's situation, this guy gets no suspension, but if you get a PED putting a little something in your body that you don't even know, you're getting 4 games. So I think that the stigma almost of someone taking something and having 4 games, no one really cares about. It's not a humongous deal. Unless you're Tom Brady, it's like deflating football.
Oh, it would be a huge deal. But like last year, Thomas Davis got popped for PEDs too, and it's his his 13th NFL year, and he's adamant, I've used the same supplements my whole career. You know, why would I start trying to cheat now? I had 3 ACL surgeries early. If I was cheating, I would have done it then.
Let them put whatever they want in their body. Let them go out there. Let them smash their bodies. If they want to be big gorillas, do what they got to do. I don't care. Just like baseball, like in the Sox and 4 podcast. You guys pro steroids on that.
You guys all support cheaters. You guys are a bunch of scumbags.
Why not, as Daniel Taj said, why not have a sports competition with the best bodies that science could make?
Listen to me. Wes, you should go burn that fucking jersey. The guy's a fucking cheater, and he's a scumbag, and now he's trying to lie to the fucking poor people of Tennessee. The fucking country singers over there fucking lying right through his teeth. Oh, I didn't know it was in what I did. Obviously, you did, you fat slob.
Hey,
you're a fucking offensive lineman, dude. Stop doing drugs.
You're wearing a Red Sox jersey right now. What about David Ortiz? You want to defend him?
Yeah, he wasn't guilty. He never got suspended, you fucking idiot. David Ortiz never got suspended for steroids.
Yeah, he definitely did him.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was in reference to.
What are you talking about? I don't know what the fuck his reference is to either.
All right, speaking of Ortiz, we're going to do a little throwback because it is the 15th year anniversary of the Veritech versus A-Rod fight, I guess you could call it. It was kind of a scrap. Famous picture, A-Rod's his whole catcher's glove and the fingers in A-Rod's eyes. 15 years ago today. I was 5. So
this was in 2004. I was 13 and I moved to Boston 1 week later.
Oh yeah.
And the Sox went on to win the World Series that year. Fun fact.
Yep, that was a crazy year. Me and Baz were in 8th grade.
Yeah, as was I. You could say that I was a huge part of that curse being reversed.
People don't like to talk about it.
But Veritek? Oh, I have a picture of that.
Yeah, I
Proud
mean,
moment.
I miss those days of like even like Pedro throwing what Don
Great.
Zimmerman down,
Yeah,
Don
not
Zimmerman,
Pedro.
whatever, he throws him down. I just missed that whole like 03, 04, those 2 seasons in a row with the
Cowboy
Sox
up.
Yankees. Yeah, Cowboy up and a bunch of idiots. I just missed
Damn.
that.
Tyler,
Even-
your life sucks.
Kevin
dude.
Millar.
You didn't fucking experience any of that, dude. Your life must suck, dude.
Yeah, Tyler was already in bed.
Damn. Cowboy up, bro. I was fucking riding Kevin Millar in 03.
GRD was saying if I was the same age right now, 28, back then, I'd probably have a Cowboy up tattoo. I'd probably have an idiot's tattoo going on. I'd probably be doing all that crazy.
You would have gotten a reverse the curse tattoo.
See, like you said, I have a rough life, but what? I was 5. I've seen like 3 World Series, 3 Super Bowls, an NBA championship, a Stanley Cup. It's like, yeah, I
You
guess.
don't know what it's like
Yeah, but
in the 03. You don't know what it's like in the 03 ALCS to see Aaron Boone hit a home run off of Tim Wakefield in the 11th inning, and I was crying. I had
Dude,
a
I
World
was in
Series-
actual.
Series tickets.
I had a
Yeah,
World
but-
Series ticket, dude. Back then, you had to win a raffle just to even get it. $60 in the bleachers for Game 2 of the World Series.
And you didn't fucking go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how was it?
You're an asshole.
Wow, nobody. Wow.
No, but I always miss those.
Yeah.
I actually have the set of the 2004 ALCS and the World Series, and I have them on DVD. And sometimes I just like to pop them in, watch the game.
I
I'll
have
watch
all the
highlights.
DVDs.
I'll watch the
that's
highlights. I mean that run, and I tell a lot of people out there, they say, "When did you become a Pats fan? When did you do this and that?" I mean, I think even GRD could attest to it. We were big Sox fans growing up. I mean, this was a baseball city, Boston. The 04 World Series and that team, those 2 years in 03 and 04, meant so much more than the Patriots winning the first 3 Super Bowls. I will always defend that in the city of Boston alone. And then it started turning into a football city in 06, 07, when that's when the tide started turning. But that 04, man, I miss those days. I wish we were a little older to appreciate 04. We were in 8th grade, like you said. I wish we were just a little older to celebrate that.
Yeah, but that shit was still cool. That's like our first year of becoming friends too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Aw.
And then you throw piss on me and
Oh wait, let's
Man,
skip to a DM real quick because we're going on this. Some kid sent in a DM. I'll look up
Brandon
his name
Alexander?
later.
Brandon Alexander about the PD if he's done.
Nah, it was actually resulting to you two. It was like, how did you guys all meet? As in us 3. To keep mine short, I DM'd GRD saying, "Hey, I see you're doing that Ride the Wave media thing." He said, "Just apply." I'm like, all right. So I applied, got it, and now I'm here.
I don't
I
even
DM'd
remember
GRD
that.
and said, I DM'd GRD and said, hey, here's a video of me playing the harp. It's pretty neat, and you might like it. I'm wearing a Scalabrini jersey.
I was pretty nice to you, right?
You were so nice to me. It was almost a little weird. I was like, so does this guy not have real friends that he's taking the time to talk to me?
Man, that's fucked up. It's true. Though.
But Spiking and GRD, you guys go way back. So let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we?
So this guy's been 10L since the day he was born. First of all, we played T-ball together. We was on the same team, and it was green, and green runs deep. And then we didn't talk to each other for a couple years. Then this guy's fucking school closed down when he was in 8th grade, and his school
That's because the
sucked.
pastor touched me and they had to shut it down. That's when the archdiocese was going through a lot of stuff.
That'll do it.
Yeah, we used to go to Catholic school, so his whole school closed down, and they came to my school. Then I seen this fat slob, and we became friends. We had I never met somebody that I grew through my whole life that had so many things in common with me. Like everything we like. We like the same fucking food. We like
Taco
the same
Bell.
fucking teams. We
Tasting
like the same
guys.
fucking- Same tasting guys. We now I got this fucking meatball into social media, so this is all he likes now too. So everything we like. In a couple of years, we're gonna be fucking doing old people shit together, fucking geriatric, fucking swimming in Cedardale.
The good thing between us is that, GRD say the social media, and you got to also give a shout out to Hag, who's not here, who's probably listening, who probably doesn't even listen to this either, is that he wanted me to get on this as well too. But GRD has that, but I have the vision. Like you see the vision now, we'll filter a lot of things through each other, and we kind of find common ground to the point where we can argue with each other, but we see where things are going. But not only that, I mean, we spent 8th grade together, and then we went to 2 separate high schools. And Corey was on the 5-year plan for high school. So I was in college freshman year. And actually,
He redshirted.
So GRD actually, followed me around my freshman year of college. He actually got the college experience through us pretty much without even having to go. And then he went to the Army. That's little hockey. We went to at least 15 to 20 games that season, bro. We traveled to Orono, Maine. We go down to Providence to go watch them. And
Alabama.
and we have Alabama, Huntsville, dude. We just went everywhere that we wanted to go to. And it was cool doing that. And we go to a lot of, we got a lot of Sox and all these Sox and Bruins games, Celtics games, camping out for tickets back in 08, 07, 08, 09.
Like, this is the coolest part about what we do now. Like, we literally have no life. We literally been doing the same thing we're doing today our whole fucking life. But now we have a couple audience and shit.
Like, we've done some savage stuff. And remember, who was the guy that used to coach the Rangers? That guy that went to the World Series. Was it Ron something? What was his name?
I know who you're talking about. I don't fucking know. He went
to
the
black dude.
Yeah.
So like even back then, like back in 09, I remember we found that homeless guy that looked just like him. And then we did the Viva, and you know how they put that on Barstool. It's like we've done stuff like back in the day that even social media really didn't even exist. I mean, this guy had Twitter back in the day when Twitter first came out there, and he had what did you have, like Sheldon Williams following you, Marquise Daniels, and this guy was. This guy flew out to LA on his own. We used to work both together at Market Basket night shift, like overnights, and I covered for him so he could fly out. Ron Washington, and then he could fly out. He could fly out to LA and go watch the Celtics or something like that. Game 6. Like we travel around and did a lot of stuff back in those days. You
guys have sleepovers too?
Yeah, we had sleepovers.
Good.
Same
like
bed.
Growing up, our parents' houses, they still live like 2 minutes away from each other and shit. So our parents are friends, even probably like closer friends than me and him. Me and this guy, like we're friends and stuff, but we fight more than anything. How many times a day do we hang up on each other on the phone?
Oh, I get pissed at you. I get pissed at you so much, but it's an understatement.
Did you guys call each other?
It's more of
probably like 40 times a day.
Yeah, even text messages or there's shit I'd yell at him and he'd yell at me, Babs, you're a fucking idiot, this and that, and then we go back and forth. But then again, like this morning we started talking GRD, that LA Vegas trip. How sick was that, right?
Hell yeah, all W's.
Like, no, seriously, like all W's at the end of the day, like nothing went wrong. And that was actually a trip where we never butted heads once. Like everything just worked out. Everything worked out. And that's what we like, because we're going to have those times. Like even the Super Bowl week, man, those couple days down there, man, everything just worked out. And to points that we know that, hey, GRD wants to go into the game. He's going to throw down 10 grand to get in there. I can't do that. Hey, we'll go separate ways. We'll see each other later. No one's like pissed off at each other. Go do your own thing. We never hold each other back too. If there's an opportunity out there for an individual to go do something, go do it. But as we come in together as a team, we always like to crush it too.
All right. Anytime you're done sucking my dick, let's get it.
You got me tearing up over here.
Yo, y'all are like a nice template for a marriage.
Tough if I clip that.
There's a reason why Massachusetts legalized gay marriage back in the day. They knew we were on our come up.
One thing that we like, that we get along with nobody else with us, we two fat motherfuckers, and we always hungry for success, and we going to the motherfucking top together.
All right, let's go back to the Sox Yankees. They are about to play each other for what could be the season deciding series for the Red Sox. I think they're like 8.5, 10 games out of first place. They're neck and neck with the Rays, who they're having a series with right now. But say the Sox very well underperform against the Yankees. Is their season cooked?
Actually, I do want to talk about this series. I was going to bring this up before you brought it up, Tyler. That's awesome that you brought it up. But
look at us.
Tomorrow, I'm actually going to do a little giveaway. I'm offering $10 Venmo to anybody that goes to the Red Sox game and finds the Spike King and takes a selfie with him and sends it to me. $10 on Venmo to anybody that does it.
I'm not telling anyone where I'm sitting. I will be at that game. Spike King is going to be taking a backseat at that game tomorrow. He's not going to be running around with his yelling and screaming. But if you find me, come find me.
Where's Waldo in this bitch?
Where's Spike King? You just got to look for the cargos and you'll find it.
Look for the Bud Light vendor.
He might dress up like Caitlyn Jenner tomorrow.
Going serious into the Sox-Yankees series. Sox lost today. They already played. The Yankees are playing right now against Minnesota, and I believe the Sox are 10 games back, and it could be 11 now going into tomorrow's series. Last time, well, the only time I made my Sox in 4 appearance, I kept saying, talk to me when it's the end of July, talk to me when it's August. Now it's the time to start talking. The Sox need to sweep this series in order to even stay alive in terms of the AL East. But they're only 2 or 3 games back in the wild card. So they can always still get in the playoffs. So their season really isn't completely cooked. It's more of the division's cooked. You have to get into the wild card. And we know that the wild card's a 1-game playoff now. So I think that if they want to prove that they can fight against these playoff teams, they have to sweep this series. They have to do it. They can't be like the London series where they played the Yankees twice and got obliterated. If they can go in there, get Fenway behind them over these next 4 days, especially when we're going to Pat's training camp, this is a way you can start losing your fan base. People don't care. They're all football focused. This is the time to do it. You have to show it. But again, they're still alive in the wild card. They're still there in the wild card. 3 games back right now. So don't totally give up yet.
In my opinion, bro, the Yankees are savages at the plate, and those motherfuckers are running away with the division right now. The Red Sox' only chance at playoffs is the wild card game, in my opinion.
They got a good coach too. I just saw a video maybe last week that coach was like arguing
Aaron Boone did.
Yeah, great. Oh, I just shit on. Yeah, he made me cry, and he's gonna make a cry again when he ends up going to the World Series. No, he's good coach, man. He's a player's coach, and that's what helps out. I think that's why Cora was a great coach last year. He was a player's coach right there.
I want to hear West's take on this series.
I don't speak on things that I don't have enough insight to have a real opinion on.
I have a theory for the Red Sox. It's a dumb one, but I have facts to prove it. We should fire Alex Cora. Not because he's a bad manager or anything. He's a good manager. I like him a lot. Every single time we bring in a new manager,
You're doing it because
we win a World Series, dude.
Are you serious, Tyler?
We're doing it because every single time you bring in a new manager, their very first year.
What about Bobby Valentine?
All right. Every single time except Bobby Valentine, you get Farrell, first year, 2013 championship. Francona brings the championship. He even got 2. Cora, first year championship. Yeah, I'm talking since Francona. Oh. That was very well stated. Ever since I was 5 years old and 04, watching the Cowboy F Sox night in, night out.
Do you think could you see
what inning did you have to go to bed?
Halfway through the first.
Now, Tyler, you can watch the Red Sox back once.
Speaking about, and again, for me and GRD, remember the first time the Sox played out in Japan? We would get up early in the morning, and watch those games, at 5 in the morning and stuff. That just shows how much we love the Sox back in the day. But hey, Tyler, how about do you see Pedroia end up maybe in a coaching role with the Red Sox down the line, at all?
Because Brendan Alexander's on a 1-episode suspension, I'll say he'll eventually start coaching for the Red Sox. He'll be a pitching coach too.
Can I just throw this out there since we're Sox Talk? David Ortiz, a little inside information. He's doing well. So
who told you that?
So we hope that Ortiz is he's still in the hospital, and hope to see Ortiz out sooner rather than later. But I feel like the talks have died down a lot about him, and it's not that easy. I just want to tell everybody out there that when he got shot, people are like, oh yeah, he's Ortiz, he'll be fine. I mean, he's human. It's a human body. So I hope Ortiz can recover, and he's itching to get out of there.
2 more things that will wrap it up. Grant Williams, video came out of him and Taco Fall talking. I think it was on the Liverpool game, in the back. They said we got Kyrie and them on Christmas. So maybe he leaked little Celtics Nets Christmas action. Kyrie, do we see him play? And I am going to stand on this take until I see him play. I don't think Kyrie's going to face the Celtics at home all year. In the Garden all year. I think he's going to sit out.
When he went to Cleveland, since the trade in Cleveland and he was in Boston, he only played in Cleveland once. And that was the Gordon Hayward injury game, that first game. I honestly think that he will play in Boston. There's going to be a lot of shit talking. You can't. So they're going to play in Boston twice. You think he will be a no-show both times?
He's going to be rest, or what is that called? Load management, something like that. Something that he doesn't have to hear the Boston crowd every single time he touches the ball.
Well,
yo, I just want to fucking play them in the playoffs so bad.
Well, Christmas is a good excuse. Like I have to spend time with my dad. I can't play basketball today. Sorry, guys. You know, I
I'm
don't
the only
like
one
that.
on the team that has a dad, so
No, listen,
gotta go hang
listen
with
to
him.
me. Listen to me. If it's Christmas, he's definitely playing no matter what. He
Yeah,
will
they
not
wouldn't
the-
put it on Christmas Day if they suspected he
The
wasn't going
NBA,
to.
the
Too
NBA
much
would
money
force
at
him to
stake.
play. The NBA would say, "You
Exactly.
need to
Unless
play. This
he's
is a
obviously
national
injured.
televised game. You cannot sit out on that
And
game."
that's how they market the game. Is Kyrie goes back to Boston. That's gonna be every commercial.
Exactly, bro. That's like, I could definitely see him sitting out if it's like a Tuesday night when the Nets come to Boston, but primetime Christmas, there's no way that he's sitting out.
They always try to get that. Like, remember, like the first Shaq Kobe game on Christmas. Like, they always push for those narratives.
Yep.
And they
When's
make
the
sure they
Fed-
happen.
When does the schedule release, GRD?
Usually
September, right?
mid to late August.
Mid
No,
to
it's
late.
August.
Did the Bruins schedule already released?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then
Nobody's interested in that.
sticking with basketball, a lot of big names like Kyrie Irving, then the Steph Currys of the world, the James Harden, the Russell Westbrook, Zion Williamsons. They said they are not going to compete in this upcoming FIBA tournament. That's in September, I believe. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, first
Guys like Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Aaron Gordon, PJ Tucker, they're getting opportunities to come play for the U.S. I really like when like U.S. does stuff like this, just because it's like really cool to see the best basketball players in the entire world just absolutely dominate other countries.
Hell yeah.
but we haven't won them all. We've lost before.
Yeah. The Carmelo year, well, one of them, the one when they got bronze. Who won that year? Spain.
Yeah, Spain won that, and then we lost in the Olympics in 2004. We lose to the Dominican Republic. The Iverson, it was Iverson and like Sean Marion on that team.
Then GRD is like the fifth man.
We out here.
But yeah,
Yeah, but
what are your thoughts on this? Like, makes sense?
Eric Gordon actually bowed out too.
Yeah, does it make sense for this? Like, I have no problem with it. I actually like seeing these younger, like, not more athletic, but like just total freak athlete guys like Aaron Gordon, like Jaylen
younger
Brown.
guys that are hungrier too. I mean, you got nothing to prove going and playing in this if you're an NBA player. I mean, if you win the NBA, you've already won the world championship. The Olympics at least has some like prestige to it, but this is just some made up event that hasn't even been going on that long. It doesn't mean anything. If I'm any of their agents, I'm saying no way you go play and maybe risk getting hurt for some meaningless game.
That's how D Rose made put his name on the map before his MVP year. Him and KD, they were on the same FIBA team.
But
Everyone
for
was
every
talking
D
about
Rose, there's a remember when Paul George's leg like came off his body in
Ugh.
Olympic trial? Like, there's just no reason for you to do that if you have nothing to prove, especially with all the money that's at stake now. Now, granted, the NBA has guaranteed contracts, so it's a little better than like if you were a football player and it's like
incentives and everything.
Yeah, they'll just pay you your $4 million that they owe you on the bonus and be like, all right, see ya. But yeah, to me, the FIBA thing is a lot like it's like bowl games in college football. You have nothing to gain except maybe getting injured.
So nothing to gain. All right, let's head over to DMs. We're gonna kick this one off with Rune Dog of Ride the Wave Media. I'm sure eventually he will make his way on this show. He has a solid question: who have a longer tenure on Instagram, Spike King or GRD?
I think this question should spin it and it goes to you, Wes and Tyler. Who will get verified first, GRD or the Spike King?
GRD in a heartbeat.
Honestly, I think GRD will have the longer tenure and has better numbers in his career.
I think Spikey will try for it more.
I think that because Brian has had because of the tattoo, I think Brian is more likely to get verified first. Whether or not he capitalizes, he's got an easier route to it. It's just, can he make it happen? I don't know. I'd say Corey's more likely to, get it done if the ball was in his court, but the ball's in Brian's court here.
Or he gets the tattoo before.
Or Corey, surprise. Corey gets Corey
and the Taco Tuesday tattoo. Just totally go under him.
Just totally cuck everything.
Or I'm the reason why this guy got the fucking tattoo in the first place. So I don't give a fuck about that, and I want him to be bigger.
That's true.
Look at that. That's a selfless teammate. That's
a spin in case you lose.
Definitely not lose, but
but whoever DM'd about their friendship really got their money's worth tonight.
Yeah, that was Mike Barnes 15.
Listen to me. Everybody knows I'm fucking meatball, cocky, arrogant, asshole, whatever. Babs, I'm telling this clown, the sky is the limit for him. He got that personality where nobody could ever tell him that he's wrong, this, that.
GRD
Sky
when
is
we
the limit, bitch.
when it was after the Super Bowl and we were driving down and this whole Ride the Wave media company that I had the vision for, GRD literally said to me, Babs, I'm doing this and putting my chips in for you because I see something going forward for you. Like I believe in you. And yeah, I mean, look at it. We went out to LA to go film a commercial. Like we went out to go meet Taco and Taco Tuesday. We're out here doing this event, a tattoo event that we're doing a charity of trying to make it a charity event and trying to do all this marketability. Look, we got 1 in 100, which we love. And he got to meet and, GRD trusted me to go out there and set everything up and trust you, Wes, trust you, Tyler, has this trust. Then GRD comes out there and sees it's like, holy shit, like this ball's really moving. So, and that's what's great about the team effort. But at the end of the day, I'll get verified first. I'll get marketability first because I'm not afraid to go out there and make myself look stupid. I'm not afraid to go out there and have fun because GRD likes to hide. When the Celtics lose, you don't even hear from him.
This started out so nice.
Four straight losses for the Celtics, and I think that GRD was off of Instagram for a week. When the Pats go 1-2, I'm like, don't worry about it. We're gonna be back. Don't worry.
I think Babs, I think you also regularly apply for the verification.
Yeah,
what is it? How often do they let you do it?
Shots up.
I will never deny or say that it happens.
Why, you could apply for verification?
Yeah. Hop on that. I took you first.
Yeah,
what
if Corey doesn't and gets it on the first shot?
Nah, he won't.
All I'm telling you is this. I like GRD, Green Runs Deep, just because I like to go to Celtics games, talk shit, put it out there, this, that. I'm cool with it. But this guy, he doesn't like just Instagram, this, that. Babs is going bigger.
Well, it's not even just Instagram. It's like you can only do so much off of Instagram. The whole point is to come off and look what we're doing right now. YouTube. I don't know how to use Facebook and Twitter, but it's just getting yourself out there and just keeping your face out there. How about Ace Ticket? Like just doing a commercial like that. Your face is out there. We are going to get GRD on a billboard this year. Like that's something that is like, that's something that I want to push for and I want to put out there. And if you do something like that, you're the king of Boston, bro.
Who's going to be on that billboard? It's going to be you.
You know what's funny is that that's a real conversation that's actually happening.
Yeah. I want.
This is actually in discussion.
And it's something that GRD looks at, like he's got his money over there. This is something that he puts in trust with me because he's like, Spike King is going to grind. Babs is going to grind for this. But then I know the benefits in marketing. I want 3 billboards. I want a Bruins. I want a Patriots. I want a Celtics. I want Bruins Warrior. I want GRD. I want the Spike King. I want those characters. I want those faces out there. And we're going to happen. It's going to happen this year. I know.
If you want a fourth, a totally unexciting person that has no character.
Typical
I'm your guy.
Your everyday guy.
I'll even have like GRD just like beating the crap out of me on a billboard.
Actually,
we should make a billboard GIF.
If we have a fourth one, I'd actually like to petition to have Caden Bodak standing over Tyler after having knocked him out.
I mean, if we really wanted to, we could just go to 1 in 100 and talk to him and just get our own Ride the Wave billboard somewhere on 93.
I prefer the Caden idea.
Billboards on this bitch. If you put me on a billboard, dude, my mom will think I made it. So do it and then do it. That show will be fucking fun.
Why don't you just show a Photoshop picture of a billboard?
If you could make it happen, I'll post that shit and let it
know what?
We out here.
All right, I got you. If you'll Venmo me that $10, then I'll do it.
Hey, you guess the jersey.
You know what's funny is that my parents are just like social media illiterate. That I'm doing all this stuff right, and they have zero clue what's going on. So that shows I got to work harder because they can't even see it. Whatever they're using, they don't see me on
That's
Facebook.
Not true. That's not true.
They don't have no idea what's going on.
Yo, this guy's dad gets approached by people that he works with, and he's like, "Yo, is this your son out here?"
Wait, so what was his thoughts on the tattoo? And tattoo too?
Parents think that he's crazy.
I don't think it's just his parents.
They think it's crazy until I tell them about things that are going on in the background and that these things are going to happen, like sponsorships and this and that. I'm going to get a sponsorship on the tattoo. If you're a company out there listening to me, we have a great marketing thing for this. Let's do it together. And that's going to happen. It's going to bring in new dollars. Let's do it. Let's do it and go to Super Bowl.
Podcast is about to be the best podcast in Boston. Boston's Big 3 plus the little 4 coming through tonight to your door. It's
Little four.
GRD, and we coming down I-90 fucking 3, and we coming to break in the garden. Come October, leaves are falling, but Boston, bitch, we raising a banner.
Drops the mic. Well, it doesn't have a mic, so.
If I had a mic to drop, I would drop that shit.
Boston Sports _38. Who is most likely to win a championship next, the Celtics or the Bruins?
Bruins.
Celtics.
I don't know enough about the Bruins.
Jason Tatum
Celtics.
already said they're going to go to the finals. Tatum said they're going to finals.
Cannons.
Boston Cannons send Lane out there again.
Marlboro Shamrocks.
Wait, that's an AU team.
No, that's like a men's pay-to-play semi-pro football.
Oh, there is a Marlboro Shamrocks too for AU. I tried out. I just didn't want to play for them. I didn't get cut.
Man, I told them no.
No, as soon as I was about to say that, I chose a different team. But as soon as I was about to say that, I'm like, that was something I shouldn't have brought up.
Yep. Typical
Yeah, that's
Tyler.
like there's this local team here. They're called the Carolina Panthers. Like, I thought about trying out, but I ultimately decided I'd rather,
I got cut from GRD softball team. People forget to bring that up.
Yo, Boston's big 3. Nobody gives a fuck about Charlotte. Okay, next question.
Well, did you see his 40 time? What was it, a 4.55? What was that?
With a pulled groin?
I pulled my groin today. That was embarrassing.
Dad life.
My neighbors are like out there at their windows. Like, what is this guy doing? Because I do it pretty regularly.
Ride the Wave Insurance Policy A1.
Wes, we're going to bring you out to the Combine in
run.
March. Next March, we're going to bring you out to the Combine. I talked about that, and I think I talked about that last Wednesday, and I said we need to go to the Combine because they have all that stuff that you can set up and do it, and we'll do something with that.
You got any questions, Spike King, on your phone? Only 2.
Gonna be-
There's a lot more than 2 that listen, and only 2 people ask a question. So, like, we're going to answer them all. If you want to, I'll even shout you out your name.
Hey, Babs is gonna be doing the fucking combine this year. Fucking Make-A-Wish kid. Want to be an NFL player in this.
Caden asked, "Will GRD die a virgin?"
Bitch, I'm not
Everything
dying.
he does kills me because he's 16. Doesn't look 16. Warrior found out what he looked like today, and I thought the dude was going to have a heart attack.
But no, my all-time favorite Ride the Wave moment was the first time we had a big conference call. And at the end of the call, we were like, "All right, does anybody have any questions?" And Caden comes on, and I was like taken aback. I was like, "Yo, somebody's 9-year-old
Whose
brother."
kid's on the phone?
But he's very
Yo.
insightful. Like, he's asking
Yo.
about something on the business end.
Nah, he's
Listen
good.
to me.
I love
He's talking
Caden.
shit about Caden. He's
Nah,
higher
big
up in the
Caden
company
guy.
than both of you guys.
We're big Caden support.
No, I'm kidding.
dude.
No, I was
We're
the
pro
first one to
Caden.
support Caden.
Anyways, next.
Wes
question,
wants Caden to beat me up
Wait,
every
wait,
single day.
Wait a second. Caden is the one that just called me a virgin. Fuck him. Next question.
Spike King, what else do you got?
I think that was it. Whatever I sent to you.
There was one that our prestigious Mass Pirates blogger said. What did he say?
Oh, looks like Boston's small 3.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting a lot of Mass Pirates content out there. I didn't say anything last week. I was on your side, dude.
Shots, dude.
But like, you take a
Yo,
shot at us,
who
man.
said that shit? Somebody
Hag.
talking shit.
Hag said it.
Hag, how about you get your bald ass on the podcast next week, dog? Come
Oh,
through, Hag.
all right.
We'll
yeah.
bring your boring personality on here. Bring your lifestyle, bitch ass shit on here too. We'll talk lifestyle with Hag next week. Hey!
Dude, did you ask questions? Get questions or no? I don't think you did. I don't think you put anything up.
Okay, listen to me. I'll put anything on my account that you guys tell me.
Hey, that wasn't a diss.
No, neither one of you guys told me what to post on my account today. Babs didn't send me the fucking link to post live. We got fucking 2 viewers live right now because of Babs bitch ass. And you wasting my time. What time is it right now?
Yeah, I called earlier and I was like, "Hey man, so I'll see you on the podcast tonight." And he was like, "What? Nobody told me that."
We talk about it multiple times a week, like almost every day. We're like, we're still good for Wednesday. Still good for Wednesday.
Yeah. But you didn't tell me that we having fucking this pirate guy on the fucking pod though.
Arg.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
At
sound
least just fucking tell me so I know who I'm talking shit to. That's what I'm saying.
You can't see him. Take the sunglasses off, dude. You're on his side.
Yeah, the sun never sets on being cool.
I just want to pop in and just because we're gonna have to wrap this up. I'm very
Yeah.
excited for the next 2 weeks. We got training camp tomorrow, man. I can't wait to go. Getting hooked up. Supposed to be with the friends and family tomorrow, so I'm hoping to get some good content down there. And then also the in-stadium practice on Monday. Rodney Harrison's getting inducted to the Pats Hall of Fame, so I'll be down there for that. And then the in-stadium practice, and be seeing Roondog. Roondogs will be getting a lot of coverage. And then, dude, next week I know we'll have another one of these episodes. We're heading right into the Hall of Fame in Canton, and I know Big West is going to be showing up.
The
That
second greatest city in America.
yeah,
Cleveland, Ohio.
Hey, so where will you be next Wednesday?
here on the
Okay,
podcast.
so all right, I just want to know because wherever we are, we're doing this podcast every week. Boston's biggest three and the best podcast in Boston.
Patience, consistency, grind. That's what you got to
There you
do.
go.
Yeah, I'll be
That's
celebrating my anniversary next Wednesday. Probably by doing it.
Congrats on the sex, dude.
Thanks, dude.
About to have a
thanks.
second kid.
So tight.
Let me know how it is having sex, dude.
I'll describe it to you in as much detail as possible.
Just
It'll
ASMR.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys know that Corey hasn't, done that. So
First, by telling me your ASL.
Yeah, someone brought that up today. I was
ASL.
young, but like I know exactly what it is. I'm not Caden young.
yeah, why you gotta talk down on Caden like that?
I just want to start some beef, man.
Aren't you guys only like 3 years apart in age?
Nah.
You're closer to age.
Ooh.
You are closer
Nah,
to Caden's
nah.
age than our age.
How
That's
old
true.
are you two?
28. Everybody's 28, and you're
You're gonna die soon.
You guys are 28 years old.
yeah. You were significant. You were
No,
closer.
no. Giardi, how old are you?
25.
All right, that's what I thought. Yeah, so I'm Spiky. What are you,
You
like
gotta
24?
believe GRD, dude.
Yo,
You guys are not 28 years old. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is this.
I know Wes, you
Yo,
are,
my
but
sidekick never answer when it's private. Damn, I hate a shy chick. Can we end this fucking podcast now, please?
all right, see ya.
Yeah, but I might want to just stay and hang out with you guys.